Oh man. I apologize for my tardiness. Um Friday just got a lot sweeter. Daniel Snyder has officially sold the Washington Commanders to the Harris Group. And here I was thinking that this was going to be, strung out a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. Nikki Javala had come out earlier this week and she was like, hey, shit's not going the way that it's supposed to. There's some issues with the financials potentially. Then today you hear Dan Snyder is kind of dragging his feet because he wants essentially immunity from everything, and he doesn't want investigations to come out. The Mary Jo White one was the one in question. And so I was just like, can we just get this done already, please? Well, it's done. Oh my God. We got our team back. Next week is going to be a full week celebration. I've got all kinds of things planned. So I didn't know when this was going to happen, but I told myself when it does happen, I'm going to be ready. So next week, it's a party, y'all, and y'all are all invited. We dancing in the streets, shaking warrior. Hey, y'all put the word out, man. We back up. LouieTeeNetwork podcast starts now. The Louie T Network is powered by MusicHead University. MusicHeads, classes in session. Turn me up. Enroll on YouTube now. Link is in the description. Who else could it be? Me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to the 334th installment of the Louie T Network podcast. I am, of course, your host, Louie T. Thank you for joining me. Oh, man. This whole episode was supposed to be just schedule related. It's kind of been hijacked now. We can talk about the schedule sometime next week. To hell with that. I'll put that on the back burner. This is just really, I just want to take this time now, this opportunity. If you came here looking for a breakdown of the schedule, I'm sorry. You're not getting it today. More important things have taken over, and I just want to talk about us getting our shit back. When I was in the fourth grade, I had a friend named Shane. Okay. Shane was a white kid, dirty white kid too, but he was my guy back in those days. He was my first real exposure to how, and not all white people are the same. I mean, just let me preference everything I'm about to say, but he was my first exposure to how white people were different than black people in certain instances. And I think we're more alike than we are different, right? But there are definitely some differences in how we're raised and things that we do and ideologies that we have and how he was raised and things that they did in their house. Now that's a story for another day. I plan on telling that story. Really, I planned on telling this particular story, but I'll tell it now. I think it's relevant right now. And the guy that I told y'all about that is my best friend, one of my best friends now, that threw me into the van when we were playing football and we almost got into a fight. He was a bully in elementary school. I mean, he was bad as shit. And he got into it with Shane. And he beat Shane up and took his coat. And Shane had this dope ass Mighty Ducks starter jacket. Shit was fly. I'm talking about fire. And he beat him up and he took his coat and he threw it down the sewer. My friend was bad as shit, man. Anyway, both of them were my friends, so I didn't want to get in the middle of it. Like, hey, I ain't got shit to do with this. Shane was never getting that coat back. Right? That's how it felt when Daniel Snyder bought this organization and turned the shit upside down. I felt like he had just taken my dope ass starter jacket and he'd thrown it down the sewer and I was never getting my shit back. You know what today feels like? It feels like Shane got his starter jacket back today. I feel like somehow the people went down in the sewer and they said, hey, whose jacket is this? And Shane was like, yo, that's my jacket. Oh my God. Even better. You know what? It doesn't feel like my friend had to go down in the sewer and get it because Dan's still walking away with $6 billion. Like that doesn't feel like he's being punished here at all. But it feels like somebody went down there, got the jacket and said, hey, whose jacket is this? And Shane is like, hey, that's my jacket. And then you got to throw it in the washing machine, but it came out looking like brand spanking new. We're going to have to wash this organization clean of Dan Snyder. It's not just going to come out of the sewer clean, ready to be rocked. We're going to have to scrub this bitch clean, right? Throw it in the washing machine, let it air dry. I don't want this shit shrinking. But once we get it clean, oh, we rocking the hell out of that starter jacket. Once we get this shit clean, and I don't know how long it's going to take. It could take 1 month. It could take 3 months. It could take 3 years. It could take a decade. I don't know how long it's going to take to get this shit clean. But once we do, look out. I never thought this day was coming. And never is such a very long time. And that's not fair. But looking at Dan Snyder and his pettiness and everything that he stood for, being the owner of this team, I never thought we'd get to this point where we could say we got our organization back. We're no longer at the mercy of Dan Snyder's bullshit. I'm telling you right now, this may be a little out there. It may be a little outlandish. I may be talking out the side of my neck off of pure excitement and adrenaline. I don't give a shit. Him not being here releases a burden off of every single person in that building. Him no longer owning that team gives everybody from the head coach, the GM, to the person that is on the field crew, on the grounds crew, it gives everybody a pep in their step. And everybody in between, including the players. I feel like we can turn this shit around now. We don't have to wait. We can turn this shit around now because we got our shit back. We got our shit back. No move in the offseason. No trade, no draft pick. Nothing compares to the news that Daniel Snyder has given us the shit back that he stole from us over 20 years ago. I feel like, why not us? Why not now? We waited this entire time. Why not us? Why not now? Why not with Sam? Oh my God. Do you know what it's like? I feel like Mary, Mary, take the shackles off my feet so I can dance. I just want to praise him. I just want to praise him. We got our team back. Woo! Sorry for killing your eardrums. Y'all said y'all couldn't hear me. Now y'all gonna hear me now. I don't feel bad if my shit is just killing your eardrums right now. Damn it. Next week is a celebration. Grab a glass, bitches. I told my wife I wasn't drinking until our anniversary. Our anniversary is at the end of the month. So I don't know if I'll drink. She may understand, though. This is a special occasion. And we knew at some point that it could happen this month. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen this month or not. Oh, man. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. So I'm going to be putting out a video, and I'm going to be also putting on all social media platforms. I'm going to be putting a little QR code up for you guys to scan. This QR code is going to allow you to send me a video clip of up to a minute of you doing whatever you want to do. I already told you we dancing in the streets, so I would love it if you sent me a clip of you dancing in the streets. It's a party, man. It's party time. Oh, it's party time. Yeah, we having a party. We having a party. Every day next week, we celebrating. I don't think people understand how big of a deal this is. I don't give a shit about what the Eagles are doing. I don't care about what the Giants are doing. I don't care about what Dallas is doing. This about us. This about us. About what we've been through. About being able to see the light at the end of the tunnel for the first time in over 2 decades. They don't know what this feels like. Maybe Cowboys fans feel a little bit of it being under the thumb of Jerry Jones, but even Jerry wasn't inept. He might have been overbearing, among other things. But he wasn't Dan Snyder. Jerry Jones is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Daniel Snyder is in the Pro Football Hall of Shame. Nobody understands what this feels like. If you ain't been a fan, then you don't know what this feels like. We had something taken from us, dangled in our face, and we thought we were never getting it back. And now we got the shit back. And armed with that, who's stopping us now? There's an energy that's percolating amongst the fan base right now. And yeah, some of it is due to the excitement for the roster in the upcoming season. Some of it is due to Sam Howell. Most of it is due to Eric Bieniemy's presence here. All of that is good. Nothing tops this. This is the reason that fans who have been AWOL for 8 years, 6 years, 10 years, 12 years, 9 years, 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, who said, I'm not coming back until ... This is the reason they're back. This is the reason that they're tweeting again. This is the reason that they're interested again. This is a game changer. This is a Super Bowl for us. I know some people don't want to hear that shit. This is the equivalent of winning the damn Super Bowl. Now, I want to win the Super Bowl. I like really want to experience that as an adult. I experienced it as a kid. Some of you never had that opportunity. It's a great feeling. But I want to experience it as an adult. I want to go out in the streets and have a ticker tape parade. So, with that said, I'm going to get to the comment section. I'm not going to hold y'all today because, like I said, this was supposed to be a schedule release, video, and we were talking about schedules and all of that good stuff. We can do that next week. I ain't even going to, even try to do that today with the news that this has officially been agreed upon. I told y'all I wasn't celebrating when Dan announced that he was willing to sell. That wasn't the end. This is the end. Is this the end? Yeah, this is the end. I just don't know. I know now. So now I want to see how y'all feel. Y'all know how I feel. I feel like Tony the Tiger. Great. I want to know how y'all feeling about this. Does this change the way you feel about the upcoming season? A lot of y'all had already voiced how you felt when the news came out the first time around about a month ago about Daniel Snyder agreeing to, pretty much move on. He had moved all this stuff out of the facilities and that the end was near. It was imminent. A lot of y'all celebrated that day when the Harris group put their bid in and it looked like it was done. But I was like, it ain't done yet. Now it's done. Now Magic Johnson is a part owner of the Washington Commanders. Now Josh Harris is the majority owner of the Washington Commanders. So yeah, feels good. Feels good. Feels good. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's never more important than in situations like this when you are able to actually come out on the other side. That's the shit you say when you're in the midst of something and it's not going well and you want to continue to stay positive or continue to fight. So you tell yourself that. That's cool, but am I ever going to get a win? Am I ever going to get a dub? Because as humans, it's not easy to keep taking L's. Like, you can't keep taking losses. After a while, it just becomes too much to bear. Something's got to change. And for a lot of people, they checked out. I can't keep taking these L's. I can't keep taking these L's with Daniel Snyder. I don't have the energy anymore. I don't have the emotional strength to deal with this. I'm out. And I don't blame them. I didn't blame them, and I still don't. And if they want to come back, I've always said my arms are open wide. There's plenty of seats left on this Commanders train. Get on, man. All aboard. But I'm going to say this one final time because I truly believe this and I mean it. With every fiber of my being, put the word back out. Put the word out. We back up. Dallas, Philly, Giants. Y'all, you've been warned. Let's get to the comment section. Y'all know what it is. We switching it up today. We going straight to social media maneuvers. Because it's a party today. Dan Snyder, for those of you just joining us who haven't been checking your phones, who haven't been on social media, Daniel Snyder has agreed to sell the Washington Commanders to the Josh Harris Group for $6.05 billion. It is official. The Washington Commanders no longer belong to Daniel Snyder. It's going down. Yes. Yes, it is. All right. Dig, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. My guy Dig writes, Lou, my guy, the newness. Talk about the newness. Talk about the freshness. Talk about the newness. Talk about the freshness. Talk about it. I told you this feel like Shane getting his Mighty Ducks jacket back, putting it in the washing machine, getting it clean, and letting it air dry, and that thing just sparkling as it's hanging up there drying. And he's saying, "Man, I can't wait to put my arms in that thing and pop my collar with that thing on." Talk about it, man. Talk about that newness. Talk about the freshness. Talk about it. I feel reborn. Like we just got baptized as fans. The minute he agreed to sell, we all took that dip, came back up new. Now let's go wreck some shit. Talk about it, Dig. Talk about the newness. JP, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. My guy, JP, writes, Lou, it finally happened. Snyder is gone. Shake it, warrior. We dancing in the streets. We got our team back. Happy days are here again. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And for those of you just joining me, I said this already, but we are going to celebrate this all week long next week. I would start the celebration today, but I got stuff going on this entire weekend. Obviously, it's Mother's Day weekend. Let me first of all take a quick second to give a huge shout out to all the mothers out there everywhere who have held us down, who gave us life. We thank you. Surrogate mothers who, don't actually have any kids, but you're the greatest auntie out there. You deserve credit as well. Happy Mother's Day to all of y'all out there who have held us down for so long. The matriarchs of these families, we don't exist without moms. All right, understand that. So happy Mother's Day to every single mom out there. We love you to pieces. So with that said, I'm not going to be home. I'm going to see my mom, and we're going to celebrate all the moms, all my sisters, my wife. We're going to celebrate the moms and shower them with love as they deserve it on their special day. So we will pick right up where we left off today, however, on Monday, and we will celebrate all week long. It's a party, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Saucy Drip, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, my guy. Saucy Drip writes, great analogy. I try to keep one of those in my back pocket at all times, man. I always got a quick analogy for y'all to make it make sense. That's one of my superpowers. Storytelling and analogies. Those are my two superpowers. And I wear those as a badge of honor. So I appreciate that, Saucy Drip. Swaggy P, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB who writes, Alexa, play Where the Party At by Jagged Edge. Hey, where the party at? Dan's out of the building where the Bacardi at. As a fan who's under 30 years old, this is the closest I felt to a Super Bowl in my life. Now let's actually go win one now. Hashtag HTTC. Yeah, this is as close as it's been, honestly speaking. This feels like a victory like no other. And again, if you're not a fan of this franchise, if you haven't suffered through the Dan Snyder era, you can't begin to understand the plight of the Washington Commanders fan. Redskins fan. You can't begin to understand what we've gone through for the last 23 years. You can never understand. And thus, you wouldn't get it. It wouldn't make sense to you. You would think we were tripping and we're overreacting, but this is a big effing deal. Okay. This is, again, this is akin to a Super Bowl victory. I told the Super Friends this. It doesn't matter what the hell y'all do this offseason. Nothing y'all can do can top what we are waiting on, that we are sitting on, that's going to eventually happen. And that's Daniel Snyder selling the team. You could talk to me about you signing a receiver or you drafting this dude or you draft. I don't give a shit about none of that. Because can't none of y'all top what's about to happen for us. Our offseason has just went from, a 90% approval rating to 1,000. I said before the offseason started, right before it got underway, I said, this is the biggest offseason in Commanders history, in franchise history. Now that's come to fruition. And as Swaggy P said, now let's go out and win some ball games and let's turn this thing into not feeling like a Super Bowl, but actually winning one. I don't expect that to happen in 2023. But I'm ready to take steps towards making that happen in 2023. Let's start right now. Let's start that process right now. Malachi Malik, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB, who writes, who is Andy Snyder? He's a partial owner. You know what? It doesn't even matter. Celebrate. I don't know who the hell that is. Could be just a coincidence that he shares the last name of the Snyders. Maybe that was part of the deal, to have someone in Snyder's family still have ties to the organization. As long as he's not in a position to be a majority owner, I don't give a shit. Personally, I don't give a shit. As long as he's nowhere near the top of the food chain when it comes to making decisions with this organization, I'm all good. Andy can have it, man. He can have his little 2% slice of the pie, whatever he's got. My wife just walked in the door. She said, "Happy Thanksgiving." Oh, man. Red Wing 01. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB, who writes, hey Siri, play Shooter by Playboy Cardi. Hey, go ahead, man. You're getting the young boys involved now, man. Robbie Witherall, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. My guy Robbie writes, let's go. It's a parade inside my city. Yeah. You know what it is. It definitely feels like a parade inside the city. And like I said, man, we partying all week long next week, man. All week long, all week, all week long, all week long. So I'm altering all of my scheduled, shows that I was thinking about doing. We have to push everything back a week because we turning up next week. Let's get to the comment section. And again, if you want your comment read, use the hashtag LouieTeeLive to have your comment read. If you want to jump to the front of the line, you know how to do it. Super chats are the way to get that done. I see all the comments. We popping bottles tonight. Rich writes, the time has come, Lou. It's time to celebrate. Now it's time to take over and put belt to ass. Also, you promised us You'll get in the Discord when this happens, so the ball is in your court. I made a promise, and I'll never make a promise that I can't keep. That ain't me. So I'm coming, man. I'm gonna be in that Discord. I'm gonna need a tour though. I'm gonna need a full tutorial on what the hell is going on, because I feel like an old ass man when I go into Discords. I have no idea, and I just see all of this stuff going on, and my head starts to explode. So I will need a walkthrough, a thorough walkthrough of what the hell is going on. But I told y'all I would be in there once this was official. I'm a man of my word, so I will be in there. Let's see. Let's see if we got any more comments. Somebody, somebody said dab on them. Hey, they bringing everything out, man. I ain't mad at y'all at all. At all. Do it all. Let's see. Is that the last comment? My wife is cutting up. All right. Let's see. I am Jamel writes, can we get the you pick format back? That thing gone, bro. It's gone, Jamel, man. So I told this story. You probably weren't here for this, but I told this story a while ago, that the reason I stopped doing that was because when I first started my channel, I was like one of the few dudes doing what I do. It wasn't like what it is now, which is an oversaturated market. Everybody with a camera and a mic is jumping by, and I love it. I'm not opposed to that. But what it's done is it's given people so many different options that it's watered down the ability to be able to make something profitable and worthwhile. And so what has happened is I used to get 4,000 to 5,000 views on just about every single team I was breaking down. And now it's gone from, making it worth doing all of that work to I might not even crack 1,000. Like, I don't even know, like, I don't do that anymore. I'm past the days of putting a video out and it not receiving at least 1,000 views. If I can't get something to 1,000 views, then I can't, that just doesn't make any sense. So if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, these days. So with how everything is gone, I had to push that one by the wayside, essentially. So unfortunately, that's gone and it's probably never coming back again. Carl Wilkerson, thank you for the thank you for being a member of the MOBB, who writes, hope you got some Chuck Brown and Trouble Funk pumping over on the MusicHead joint. Hey, you taking it to the DMV go-go music days now. You really getting into that bag, huh? I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you at all. Niners fan says, Lou, I hate starting the year off at Pittsburgh. I'm telling you right now, we're losing that game. We always start off slow and they always start fast. Save that comment for next week. I know you came here thinking that we were talking ball. We talking about Commanders selling the Daniel Snyder selling the franchise. We gonna save the schedule talk for next week. I'll change the title on this thing and get all of that, the particulars out of the way. But nah, we ain't talking about that right now. Be right. Right. 20 plus years of being in the Twilight Zone. I'd rather be in the Matrix. Yeah. Um, it felt like a bad dream almost. You know, some of the things that I've seen over the last 20 years, it's felt like a bad dream. You know, I'm thinking of like swinging gate. Like, how do you come out to attempt a fake field goal? The other team calls a timeout because you caught them off guard. And then you come out and do the exact same thing as if they're not prepared for it now. Like, where's the psychological sense in that? I mean, if you've been a fan of this team and you've seen some of the things that we've seen, lived through some of the things that we've lived through, you would understand why this means as much as it does to us. I am Jamel writes, I'm Atlanta Falcons fan. I had to suffer 28-3. So you know the pain. I know the pain you had to deal with. That's on a different level. This is way different than that. That was one game. And it was a hurtful one game, and it was the biggest game that you could have that happen in, but that wasn't your entire franchise. The equivalent of what we went through is taking that 28-3 blown lead in the Super Bowl and expanding it over the span of 20 years. It would be the equivalent of Arthur Blank taking that knife out of your back that day when you were stabbed, when you had the 28-3 loss, and him reinserting that over and over and over and over again. That's what we felt. You felt that one time. And maybe every time somebody brings it up or every time Tom Brady throws it in your face, you have that knife reinserted. But it pales in comparison to what we've dealt with. Because we get that, we had that knife reinserted every single day we rooted for the team. Two down says, feels like I just got released from a 10-year prison sentence. Andy Lockhart says, hi, Lou. Just seeing that there's going to be a partner called Andrew Snyder. We just can't get away from that name, man. Like somebody had brought that up earlier. Again, as long as his share is a minority one, I have no issues. There could be 5 Snyders on the board. As long as their role in this team is minimized to only financial additions to the ownership group where they're making no decisions, I'm all for it. All right. I got no issues whatsoever. At the end of the day, I don't know how much stake Andrew Snyder has in the team. Doesn't matter. You can't steal my joy. You cannot steal my joy. Not today. You can't have it. You can't have it. You can't steal my joy. Mega 412. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB who writes, hey Lou, even though I talk shit all the time, just know you're still the best doing it. Hey, look, man. It's never any hard feelings. I'm a dude that loves to laugh, even if it's at my expense. All right. I heard your jokes. I saw your jokes about my 5 head. I hear your jokes about my hairline. Okay, you don't think I see all of that shit, man? I see all of it. I laugh at it. It's all love, man. It's all love, bro. Red Wings 01 writes, shout out to all the moms out there. Can't imagine life without mine. Gotta make tomorrow an extra special day for her. It's the least she deserves. I've already said, my piece to all the moms out there, but I echo those sentiments wholeheartedly. And for those of you who don't have your mom anymore, man, it's always a bittersweet day. But just remember the good times. You know, it's tough. I know, you know, but just honor your mom anyway. You know, if she was a big part of your life, honor your mom anyway. One of my best friends' mom is no longer here. This is a tough day for him. But I always encourage him, you know, to be present. It's hard and he's still struggling with it. But that's what moms mean to us. Again, none of us are here without moms. None of us. So shout out to all the moms out there. Miss Perry says, hey, Alexa, play Stomp by Kirk Franklin. I got a super chat here from Video Channel. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Video Channel writes, Lou, we now dancing in the streets. Shake it, warrior. You know what it is. You know what it is. Hoodie H. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Hoodie H writes, as much money as he made, he still lost several million being the perception of the franchise. All the money that he may have lost comparative to other NFL owners, and look, he was still getting broken off. That collective bargaining agreement, them sharing the pot, splitting it equally amongst all 32 owners, he was still getting broken off. Don't fool yourself. But as far as ticket sales and the money he would get from, you know, parking and concession and all that stuff with a full house, which he wasn't getting, yeah, he lost some money, but any money that he may have lost, he's recouping it now. So I don't feel bad for him. And it sucks that he's even getting to walk away with this payday. But at the end of the day, whatever it takes to get our shit back, I'm down for it. I'm down for the cause. So at this point, I'm not crying over spilt milk. Take your money, get the hell out of here, and never come back. A1 93 or Awan 93. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. Who writes, Lou, tell them they don't know Baby D. That's why they looking at us, because they don't know Baby D. DJ, play me some pimpin', man. Juicy J voice. They don't know. They don't know, man. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. But they're going to find out. They're going to find out real quick when we flip the script on their ass. Now, shit was sweet when we was down at the bottom. You know, the old helpless Washington Commanders with Daniel Snyder, you know, keeping us in the doldrums of the NFL basement. But shit's about to change now, man. Sun is out. It's shining. Change is going to come. Oh, change is going to come. We've been waiting, boy. It's here. It is here. 5G Trey writes, how you doing, LT? We finally can have peace and stability and build a franchise for the ages. First step on the road to recovery is admitting that there's a problem. Getting Daniel Snyder out of the organization is like us admitting that there's a problem. We already knew it as fans. Anybody that cared about this organization already knew what the problem was. But you know how hard it is for someone who has a problem, who doesn't want to admit that they have a problem, to get help? It's damn near impossible. If you can't admit that you need help, it's going to be almost impossible for that person to get help until they acknowledge, I need help. Dan Snyder selling the team is like us finally admitting we need help. Now we can actually try and go live a normal, productive life. Now we can actually try and go and thrive, not just survive, but thrive. We on the road to recovery now. I'm ready to get after it. Red Wing 01 writes, I mentioned I had a younger brother before. He passed away a couple months ago. It's been nothing short of agonizing. So this one goes out to him. Shout out to your brother and your family. It's always tough when you lose a loved one, especially someone as close as a sibling. I can not even begin to imagine the pain that that must feel like. However, there's always, even though we can't see it and it's tough, there's always a purpose behind everything. And maybe your purpose is to now uplift the name of your brother. Everything you do is in the name of your bro, right? I always said that I wanted to start a foundation for my guy Landon that passed away, my former teammate. And I always said, you know, if I ever got in a position, that was one of the things that I wanted to do. And, you know, that's one of the goals of mine, you know, among other things. There's so many things that I would like to do. But you know, maybe you can do something like that for your brother, you know what I'm saying? To make sure that his legacy never dies. But I hope your family finds peace and tranquility with the situation. It's tough. And being that it's fresh, that it just happened not too long ago, it's tough. But you're going to get through it. And I can't say that you'll be stronger because of it, but you'll be a more resolute version of yourself. The strength that you will now have because you've dealt with such loss, it'll arm you with a strength you never knew you had. So continue to grow, continue to mourn, but also know that your brother's smiling down on you and that your job is to continue to make sure that his name never goes in vain, right? His name never actually dies. Got a super chat from Rolando Cedeno. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. My guy Rolando writes, not today, Satan. Not today. Celebrate. Not today. I told you can't steal my joy. Not today. I'm sorry. It ain't happening. You can try as hard as you might, but not today. Not happening. Jaden Sewell. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, Uncle Lou, when's the command post live for this? I mean, this is essentially the de facto command post live stream for this. Again, I didn't know that this was going to happen. And I'm assuming most fans are either, you know, at work, getting off of work, or they didn't, that this isn't what this was supposed to be. It's not even titled this. So they're not showing up for this. This is a podcast episode. And I'm not going to have the time today, as I mentioned already, it's Mother's Day weekend. I'm not going to have the time, but we're celebrating this all next week. So look, trust me when I tell you, and it's fresh now and everybody's excited. And while I would love to celebrate with you guys in that all night tonight, it'll still be just as exciting next week. Trust me. Like, this is what I tell you. It's just like winning the Super Bowl. That first night that you win the Super Bowl as a fan, you're euphoric. You got all this energy, and you don't even want to go to sleep. But guess what? You wake up the next day, and guess what? You a champion the next day, and you're a champion the next day after that, and the next day after that, and the next day after that, and the next. And guess what? We got our organization back, and it's ours tomorrow. It's ours the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. And so ain't nothing changing. And as I already told y'all, we celebrating all week long next week. It's a party. Y'all know what it is. All right. Red Wing says, we actually doing something like that. We're making a scholarship in his name. That's the same thing me and my buddy are trying to do, something similar for his mom, So yeah, that's how you do it, man. That's how you take a tragedy and you turn it into a triumph. Absolutely. Y'all are on the right path, man. So keep doing what y'all doing. Anyway, I digress. No Red Wings. Thank you for sharing, bro. That's not the easiest thing to share. But that's what we're here for. That's what the mob is here for support. So no question. You don't even have to thank us, man. We got you, bro. Anyway, that's it. Like, I'm not gonna stretch this thing out any longer. We got no more comments. I'm gonna just go ahead and glide to the side. I'm pretty sure every single Washington Commanders content creator is gonna have videos for y'all to jump on and have fun with this. I'm gonna let them have it today because next week it's on. Okay. And I told y'all I'm gonna be putting that video out with the QR code. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And I'm gonna put that video out, and I'm gonna put the QR code in all of my different social media platforms. So if you don't get it on YouTube, you can get it on IG. If you don't get it on IG or YouTube, you can get it off of Twitter. So it'll be everywhere. I'm gonna plaster that thing, and you can send me a clip up to 60 seconds. Obviously, for those of you a little bit slow, 60 seconds is a minute. A clip up to a minute of you doing whatever you want to commemorate us getting our shit back. If you want to dance in the streets, that's what we're doing. That's the theme. Please, by all means. All right. If you don't want to show your face, but you want to have a video, by all means, send it. Whatever you feel like doing, man. It's a party, damn it. Even if you just want to send me a picture of you toasting to the good life, I'm here for it. All right. So be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna put that out hopefully here over the next 24 hours or so. And y'all just start sending me all of that stuff, and we're gonna have a blast. We're gonna have fun next week. All right. Anyway, Rolando Cedeno, double up, thank you for doubling up. Rolando writes, Louie T, I'm playing the Mega Millions in the Powerball today. You feeling that lucky, huh? It's amazing how this empowers you to feel like anything can happen. Shit, why not? Why not go play the Mega Millions in the Powerball? Why not? Probably your ass probably ain't gonna win, but shit. You feel like you can win anything after the news of the team being sold. You feel like anything's possible. I ain't mad at you. Rosario Satara Poleski, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB, who writes, released my 4th book on Amazon, Light Sensitivity Pain Reduction Techniques for Electronic Devices. Proud of you, NHO. No, proud of you. You've been on a roll, bro. It took you, it's funny because I always tell people the first of whatever you do always takes the longest because you don't know the process. You're still trying to figure out your lane and how to make everything, work, and you're configuring this and configuring that. And once you figure out the template and you got it, everything else is a breeze. And it seems like ever since you got that first book out, the rest of these have just been, they just been coming, man. And so I'm proud of you, dude, man. Keep grinding, keep getting it done. And that one right there, that book, that's real, right? That's real, because that's why I'll be wearing the glasses sometimes, because all of the blue light and all of this stuff that we take in on all these devices that we be on, it's not good for your eyes. So yeah. And especially for people with like concussions and things like that, light sensitivity, that's good stuff, man. Anyway, I digress. Man, I am like on cloud nine right now. This is crazy. I did not expect to get this news. I actually, part of the reason I was late showing up to you guys was I was doing a Washington video that I was going to put out over the weekend. And at the end of that video, and I was going to go back and edit it out. I'm not going to edit it out. I'm just leave it in there, because I didn't know at the time when I was doing it that this was getting done. And more stuff had come out earlier today about how Dan was holding this process hostage, and I'm like, yep, that's Dan being Dan on the way out. I did not think this was going to occur. It's funny, I just was having a conversation with my wife hours earlier, like telling her, I don't know if this thing's going to get done this month. Might not be till next month. I still was confident that it was going to get done, but the timeline that we were told and the time frame that we were really banking on was this owners meeting, and that's next week. And this is when we thought it would be done by. And it seemed like that was in jeopardy, not just because of Dan, but also because of, we were hearing about some financial maybe issues with the package that the Harris Group had put together. Good to know that none of that came to fruition. Everything's all systems go. And I think at the owners meeting, all they have to do is essentially put the thumbs up, and this thing's going to get pushed through. And we will be from underneath the reign of terror known as Daniel Snyder. Unbelievable. Anyway, that's going to do it for me, your man Louie T, here on this installment of the Louie T Network podcast. Sorry for those of you who showed up thinking we were talking schedule today. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. I will see you guys next week on the pod. If you're a Washington fan, I got a video coming out over the weekend for you guys to check out. But more importantly, we dancing in the streets. Shake it, warrior. We got our damn team back, man. Celebrate. Y'all, get out of here. Enjoy the weekend. You know I am. You do the same. We'll reconvene on the other side of the weekend. Oh, man. We gonna sizzler. We gonna sizzler. We gonna sizzler.
LouieTeeNetwork.